Welcome everyone, and today we're going to see how to mount a catch can on a Toyota Tacoma with a manual transmission. Now, one of my subscribers made a good comment. He said, listen, GarageKing, this mount you made, it's great. However, these two bolt holes are what's used for the manual transmission clutch master cylinder. So, don't want anyone to feel left, so I had to try to find a way to mount this catch can as if I had a standard transmission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like something's here. I've done some review online, I've looked at some pictures, and this space in the middle is all taken up. And yeah, you have your slave cylinder mounted right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out these two bolts and I'm going to make something up to bring this out. But firstly, let's just see how much the catch can has catched. So it has been approximately, I'd say, 1,000 miles or so, and if I undo it, just gonna unscrew it just like so. Let's see. So let's see what we have in there. That's what we have in here. So basically a bunch of gunk. Let's see there, I can swirl it around. That's what we have. So mostly condensation, but there is some oil in there mixed in. So that's what's in it. So that's what would have went into my engine. A lot of people say it's okay, you know, just let your engine burn it off, but I'd rather not have it in there. Okay, so we emptied it out. We gave it a little wipe. Now we're just gonna go back here. And we're just gonna screw it back together. There we go. Okay, so that's back together. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the catch can out. Now, you guys were watching, and since I did these fancy clips, it's actually really easy just to undo these. So I'm gonna mount the camera, and then let's take these all apart. Let's take these screws out, and let's see what I can do. Okay, so let's take this catch can out. So we're just gonna unclip our quick connects, just like so. Gotta love them. They come out so easy. We're gonna get our 13 mil. We're gonna take out those two bolts. Oh, and it's actually about 12 mil. Sorry, guys. Okay, I got my 12 mil here, perfect. And this one should be off, yeah. So there we go, we have our catch can and mounts out. Okay, so now with it out, what I want to do is I want to bring everything out more. So we just want to bring everything out more. So if I have my trusty measuring tape, we're looking here, and if I can bring everything out about 3 inches, I think we'll be okay. So about 3 inches, which means let's cut an extra inch or so, 4 or even 4.5, it doesn't matter. We can trim up. Let's see how it all works out. Okay, so I went to the hardwood store, or hardware store, and I got this stock, and now it's metric 8 by 1.25. Those are the threads that are required. So that's what we have to do. So you're probably wondering, what the heck are you doing with this thing? Stay tuned, let's find out. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure about 4.5 inches off these rods. So we're gonna take 4.5 inches off each one. So we're gonna cut it, doesn't have to be exact. Just so I know where we're gonna cut it. About there, I'm gonna put my finger. I'm gonna cut 2 of them like that. And I don't know if this is even gonna work, guys. This is just me trying to solve a problem for another member. So let's see what happens. So about here. There's one cut. That's nice, they're not hard to cut. Another one at about 4.5. Should put us to about there. And there we go. Now this thread is metric 8 by 1.25. So metric 8 by 1.25. Pay attention, guys, pay attention. Metric 8 by 1.25. Got pretty excited there. This should be the one. So let's take it out. This is what we're gonna need. So, all right, we're back. So now what we're gonna do is we have to make sure that our threads are okay. Now I gotta find a way to hold this a little bit better, because obviously I can't hold it with my hands. Okay, so I got 2 nuts there, so I'm just gonna spin them on just like this, and I can tighten them down with a wrench in a minute. And there we go. Whoop, caught it. If we want to go a little faster, what we can do is we can put this in the vise here. Let's move over to the vise, just like so. Here's a vise. Oh, oxygen sensor from a former video. Let's take that out. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, so we have the 2 rods that we made, and here's where I'm going with it. Now you have your master cylinder here. You would, or your master clutch master cylinder. So you would take the 2 nuts off, or take the 2 bolts off, so it would be able to be moved around very easily. Then what you would do is you would thread in your new rod. So you could thread in your new rod, make sure it's all the way through. Now, you wouldn't have to disconnect your master cylinder. What you could do though, now you would get 13 millimeter nuts, or 12 millimeter, it doesn't matter, but nuts that would go on the metric 8x1.25. So you would have your nuts to secure your master cylinder. Now, here's the important part. Pay attention. Okay, so here's the important part. And actually, let me give you another angle here. So you can see we're looking at it straight down from there. You can see the nuts. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take flange nuts and you're gonna put them on, and you're saying, what are you doing? And I'm saying, just hang on and just hear me out. You don't put them down all the way, just partial way. So let's put you back here. Let's watch what I'm doing. Now you're thinking, well, what good does this do? Well, here we go. Let's take our mount. Okay, there's one. And there you go. So now what we do with these nuts that I just put on, the further you move them back, you move your bracket back, or you can move your bracket forward. So you can totally adjust your bracket. And then what you do is you would put another nut on top. There you go. And now actually, once you snug it up, even by hand, it's pretty secure. It's pretty secure. This has to be snugged up a little bit more, but when you snug it up, that's going to be pretty secure. So I'm not sure if this would work. Let me give you an angle from the other side. So you'd see there's how it would look, and it's brought out just like so. So that's actually how I would go about doing it if I had to make use of those bolt holes. And then with these 2 nuts, you could totally adjust your bracket coming in and out, however you wanted to do it. And further on the bottom here, what you can do is, if you wanted, you could try to put something to hold it. There is this piece of plastic here. So what I would do if I was cutting a new mount here is I would cut it so it actually rests on top of this plastic piece, because if I push down, I can push really hard and nothing's happening there. So right now my fingers can go right through, and it is still fairly secure. It's actually supporting the whole catch can. So the whole catch can's supporting. Now I can have a little bit of wiggle here because it's not tightened right up. So, but once I tighten it right up, it'll take out a lot of the wiggle. But I'd feel more comfortable putting a block or something in there, or when you cut this piece, just make it rest right on top of there, because it's easy to take off. With these 2 nuts, you could take it off again. And then if you use the clip system here, it's really easy to clip on, so you just take it on and off. So anyway, that's what I came up with. I know I had some comments about how to get around the master cylinder. That's what I came up with. Now, obviously, this would be a different type of bracket. It would be a new bracket. And then, like I said, I wouldn't have that gap right there. I would have this resting right against that plastic piece right there. You can see, actually, might even be able to put my ratchet under there just a little bit there. Pretty close. So we got a little bit of a gap there. So yeah, a little bit of a gap there. Not much, but that's how I would cut this bracket in, and it would rest on there. This way we wouldn't have a lot of weight on these two studs. It's still supporting it. It's supporting it right now, but if it was me, I wouldn't want to drive around like this all the time because vibrations and stuff. I wouldn't want to, I don't know, make anything loose in there or something like that. The nut on the other side is probably just welded onto the body somehow. So it is holding right now. Is it safe like this? I wouldn't say it's safe unless you adjusted this bracket to fit or put something under there. So once you cut your mount, just rest on there and basically just use these just to hold it. So these will only be used to hold something, and then the weight will actually be on this piece of plastic. And then I think you should be okay. But that's what I would do. So once again, I hope I answered your question. That was pretty good. Thank you for the comment. That comment generated a whole video just to try to develop a way to do something. But if anyone tries attempting this on the manual transmission, let me know how it works, see how it goes. If you have any questions, leave them below, any comments like that. I answer all my comments. GarageKing over and out. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one, guys.